They don't go to parties. They don't crave social media attention. They're not in every group chat. And people assume they're lonely, sad, broken. But they're not. They're just different. And psychology proves that people who prefer to be alone are operating on a completely different level than everyone else. If you're someone who chooses solitude over socializing, this video will finally explain why. And if you know someone like this, you're about to understand them in a way you never have before. Let's dive in. First truth. People who prefer to be alone have higher self-awareness. Most people run from themselves. They fill every moment with noise, people, distractions, because they're afraid of what they'll find in the silence. But solitary people sit with themselves. They think deeply. They reflect. They know their strengths, their weaknesses, their values. And that level of self-knowledge makes them powerful. They don't need external validation because they already know who they are. Second truth. They're not antisocial. They're selectively social. There's a massive difference between hating people and having zero tolerance for shallow interactions. People who prefer being alone don't avoid all human connection. They avoid meaningless connection. Small talk, surface-level friendships, fake energy. They'd rather be alone than waste time with people who drain them. And that's not cold, that's smart. Third truth. Solitude recharges them while socializing drains them. Introverts and highly sensitive people process the world differently. Social interaction isn't energizing for them. It's exhausting. Every conversation, every event, every gathering takes something from them. But when they're alone, they refill, they restore, they become themselves again. So if someone cancels plans to stay home, it's not personal. It's survival. Fourth truth. They're more creative and productive. Studies show that people who spend time alone are more innovative, more focused, and better problem solvers. Why? Because creativity requires space. Deep work requires silence. You can't think clearly when you're constantly surrounded by noise and opinions and distractions. Solitary people create that space intentionally, and that's why they often achieve more than people who are always busy being social. Fifth truth. They have stronger relationships with themselves. Most people don't even like themselves. They can't be alone for 5 minutes without reaching for their phone. But people who prefer solitude have built a relationship with themselves. They enjoy their own company. They don't need someone else to make them feel whole, and ironically, that makes them better partners, better friends, better humans, because they're not looking for someone to complete them. They're already complete. Sixth truth. They're not lonely. Loneliness is the feeling of being disconnected. You can be surrounded by people and still feel lonely. But solitary people feel connected to themselves, to their thoughts, to their purpose. They don't need constant company because they have something most people don't: inner peace. Here's the bottom line. Choosing to be alone isn't sad. It's not a problem to fix. It's a preference, a personality trait, a strength. People who prefer solitude aren't running from the world. They're creating space for depth, creativity, and self-mastery. So if that's you, stop apologizing for it. You're not broken. You're just built different. And that's exactly how it should be.